Oh, yeah. So can you dig it? Please rise and place your right hand over your heart for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the drags, whoever the hell they've selected, and to the republics who won't take a stand. One gulag in diversity for divisiveness and communism for all. Amen. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's Wednesday night. Untethered Live. I'm your host, Jake Johnson. How you doing tonight? Fantastic. Me, myself, and I. With this hot cup of coffee. Don't you want to have a cup of coffee and talk to me about what's going on in the world? If so, go to your cup, pour you up a nice hot cup of brew, and join me. If you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It's fantastic. And also, hit that like button. Subscribe, share, support, join, and there's super chats available in the chat box if you want to show some love. If my voice will hold out, I will be here. You'll just have to deal with it cutting in and out. Anyway, how is everybody? Squatch Stomper, you get the gold star for being first in the chat. Hello, how art thou? Amanda says, hi, chat. Good to see y'all. Happy hump day. And hi, Jake. How are you doing tonight? Allegiancy. Squatch. Here's your gold star, Squatch. Amanda says, Jake's album is pinned at the top of the chat. If you guys want to have a little pleasure and download it and enjoy, it's yours. It's free. It's limited. Only you have access to it. So there it is. Go get it while you can. It won't be there forever. Come on, voice. It was working fine a minute ago. I don't know what happened. I swear this has never happened to me before. Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats available in the chat box. Y'all. And hi, Sophie, hi. She says, I'm feeling better. A little bit better. Well, that's fantastic, Soph. I swear. Mr. P's in the house. Hey, gang. Good evening. Hey, Mr. P. Hey, Squatch Stomper. Hey, Soph. Hey, Amanda. Who else we got? How are you guys? I'm fine. How are you guys? Mr. P says, I'm good, Soph. And Fab Daddy's in the house. He says, I got brown eyes and a shucking corn ears. Don't put corn in your ears. You don't know where that's corn been. I cannot talk tonight. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm doing the best I can. Maybe it'll break up in a minute. Amanda says, hi, Fab. EA, he says, good God. No, he says, one God. Of course, there's only one God. Did you doubt that? Did anybody tell you differently? No, EA, there's only one God. The Most High God. The only High God. Amanda says, oh, yeah, can you dig it? That's right. It's a good song, ain't it? I feel like I'm James Brown when I'm playing that. Amanda says, hi, EA, and EA says, hello, Abdullah. Hello, brother. And Amanda says, OMG, rolling on the floor, Jake. You like my Pledge of Allegiance? I'll do it again in a little while. Fab Daddy says, that pledge sucks. Well, I'm sorry, Fab Daddy. Keep voting for it. It does suck. But that's what you're going to have to learn. That's what you're going to have to learn. It sucks. So does everything that comes along with it. And thank you. Thank you for noticing my creativity. For writing that on the fly off the top of my head. I defy you to do better. Get off my plane. Mr. P says, hello, EA, unbeliever. Nah, he's a believer. He just believes in He believes in the Bazooka Joe version, but the guy is still the same guy. Just the stuff that's around the guy is wrong. And Amanda says, that was too funny and true. Patty, hey, from Tennessee. How are you, Patty? Good to see you. She says, hello. EA says, I believe in one God and his prophet's books. Some of those books were written by non-profits, just so you know. They didn't make a dime. Anyway. You see what I did there? Amanda says, hi, Patty. Patty says, hi, Amanda. Mr. P says, it's just a joke, EA. A guy my friends and I knew years ago didn't speak much English and used to call us unbelievers. Infidels. But I'm no infidel. I'm quite fideled. Amanda says, spit it out, Jake. I know, there's like a frog in my throat. If only I had some Miss Piggy. Wait, what? Kevin Cox, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. Cowboys 8 panel. She says, don't talk, just see. Don't what? Spit it out. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I have to talk. I got to shake my moneymaker. That's all I got. It ain't my fault that my moneymaker won't shake. I'm doing the best I can. I work hard for you guys' entertainment, believe it or not. A lot harder than anybody else is working for your entertainment. And you don't even notice. But here I am, 5 nights a week, just for you. Amanda says, hi, Kev and Cowboys. Mr. P says, hey, all. What's up, Mr. P? How you doing tonight? Cowboy says, howdy, Amanda. Patty says, James only had 3 grunts in each song. Hey, get back on the kitchen steps. Yeah. I can't do it right now, but yeah. I actually knew James Brown. He's from South Carolina, right down the road from my house. I miss those days. Mr. P says, if it's the Democrats on that plane, would the movie be Snakes on a Plane? Did you catch which movie I was referring to? I noticed nobody else called it out, so I'm guessing you got it. Curious Squirrel, hi, good people. Hi, good lady. Nice to see you. EA says, I ask God for me and for you. Blebs and guidance. What is it? Oh, bleds and what does that mean? Bleds. For you bleds? Bleds? I don't know what that means. But I have plenty of guidance. I got a whole book tells me what to do. Blessings and guidance. Okay, makes sense. Thank you. Amanda says, hi, Squirrel. EA, I will accept any prayer you lob in my direction, buddy. Thank you. And I pray for you too. Maybe between the two of us, God will get the message, right? That's, after all, what we're here for. Among other things. Tonight, we're just here to relax, chill, and have a good time. You know what I mean? Got my white shirt on. It isn't blasting out because of the light reflecting off of it, because I've got great lights in the studio now, thanks to the band hammer. The great and wise Mandini. The great band hammer of the South. Here's to you. Thank you. I still got those 2 little lines on my cup, though. Can't have nothing. Amanda says, hi, Squirrel. Squirrel says, hi, Amanda. I wrote a little Pledge of Allegiance before the show came on. That's why I was a minute late. Because I had a last-minute thought and had to make a last-minute adjustment to the editing of the flow of the show. And there it was. Kicked off with a great play on the Pledge of Allegiance. And that, after having watched pro-Hamas flags raised in our country's capital and our flag on the ground being burned by protesters. Burned. Yes, it is your right to burn an American flag, and I would fight to the death for your right to express that opinion. But you must you must own the flag. You can't take it from the government. That's not yours. That's called theft. It makes me look even better, huh? You can see the gray in my beard. I'm going to get some of that. Just wash that gray right out of your hair. Mr. P says it reminds me of the turncoat guy in the movie The Mummy. He had icons from every faith around his neck, just in case one of them worked, right? And I remember that. I always thought, how would God feel about that, buddy? Probably why he had such bad luck. Well, you know what? It was in the script is why I had such bad luck. Somebody wrote that. That's not a real person. But I have seen real people like that. And here's the thing. Commandment number 1 is commandment number 1 for a reason. I wouldn't be going around wearing a bunch of idols around my neck. Just saying. Because it may not affect you in this life, but it will in the next one. Cowboy says, that was funny. Which one? The pledge or the wash the gray out of my hair? Or the other jokes that I so cleverly threw out there? I'll do it. Don't worry. I got it. I'm in a weird mood tonight. I apologize. I can't talk, so I got to overcompensate. Ah! That's better. Sorry. The necklaces? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's funny, but it's also sad. Sad. Mr. P says, I know it's fictional. I was thinking about the people in life who try to cover all the bases, making their comparison. I agree. Amanda says, geez, Jake, wait, I got to do what I got to do, man. Cowboy says, if only that was full of cocaine. It'd be wonderful. No. I don't support people that do cocaine. That's a no. Say no to drugs. I hate this stuff myself. I love the way it smells, but I can't stand the idea of it. Patty says, just because you can, don't mean that you should burn the flag. It comes with the maturity. True. Maturity. Yep. True. And you have the right to burn the flag. That doesn't mean you should feel that way. Obviously, there's people that feel that way and shouldn't, because this is the greatest country in the world and there really is no other place to go. And believe me, I've looked. This is the best place. Every other place has problems, and none of them have the Constitution, which we have in spades. Should we have people to actually, enforce it? What is the difference between Jesus and the other prophets? EA, are you not paying attention? The difference is Jesus was God in the flesh. The other prophets were not. Do you not understand what the word Messiah means? Or what the word the anointed one or God with us? You understand? Jesus' difference was he is the creator in spirit. Pardon me. At least I cut the microphone off. What's up, Caucasian? Good to see you. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Squat Stomper says, you don't want to know what I do to the alphabet people's flags? Well, no, I don't, because that's your business. And also, I don't care what you do with your own property. But if they have a flag, you shouldn't tear it down. Unless, of course, it's flying in the capital of the United States of America, where the flag that people bled and died for was supposed to be flying. Then you can tear it down. I'm a little upset about that. I don't think that should be allowed. That is our capital. That's where the leaders of this country reside. That's where everybody looks to for direction. The only flag that should be flying in the Capitol is the American flag. That's our flag. That's the identity of this nation. If you don't like it, we'll support you by buying you a plane ticket. Mr. P says at this rate, pretty soon we won't even have this country to turn to either. True. Have you seen what's happening in Germany, UK, and Ireland? Yes. As the rich squeeze the world with inflation, immigration is killing us. True. Cowboys 8 Pounds says, we do not allow that. We should not allow that. But we did this week. Go look it up. There's video of it. While chanting what I can only assume is death to America and the other stuff that they chant. Oh, Squat Stomper says some a-hole left it hanging on the VFW bar that I go to. What, the Hamas flag or the American flag? Curious Squirrel says, hey, Caucasian Sasquatch. Cowboys 8 Pounds says, I'm walking over there to put an end to it. I know, right? Caucasian says, hey, Curious Squirrel. Squat Stomper says, no, the rainbow alphabet people flag. Oh. It's even got the VFWs. I would have hated it, but I probably wouldn't have said anything about it if it was the rainbow flag, because they've already lit up the White House with rainbow colors and put the rainbow flag over the White House. But this is the big American flag in the nation's capital in Victory Square or whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. I think it's Victory Square. You know, up there where the National Monument is and all that. Anyway, it was another country's flag. In maritime law, according to the way, old-timey wars are fought, the reason that you protect or defend a fort is because the flag is flying there, and if you lose that flag, you lose that fort. Their flag flying in our nation's capital sends a very strong message that we have lost the fort. I don't think that's a good idea. Kamala, are you listening? Probably not. Patty says, oh, them. Squat Stomper says, I don't know what would happen if they left the Hamas flag at that establishment. I don't know. Cowboy says, I was like, FBI has a flag. Right? Cowboy 8 Pounds says, yeah. Squat says, hey, Jake, I've noticed something about these Vert advertisements. Streams hit me up after the show, and I'll try to explain it. I got it under control, buddy. Mr. P says, lefties want to whine and say what did illegals ever do to us? Well, being illegal is one of those things. Nothing until they cross illegally. See, I told you. We don't have resources for our own people. Stay in your own country, build your own security up, and don't rob us. I can't disagree with you there, Mr. P. EA says, does the Bible talk about the next prophet after Jesus? No. There is no next prophet after Jesus. Jesus died for a specific reason. He will be back. Caucasian says, you do you, boo-boo. Okay. I'm working on it. Oh. Curious Squirrel says, Sasquatch, I watched a video that you and Jake did a year ago. The conversation went everywhere, and I'm glad I found it. It was cool. There's a couple of those on here somewhere. You got to look for them, but they're out there. Fab Daddy says, now who's the contrarian Caucasian Sasquatch? Huh? What are we talking about? Fab Daddy, you are a contrarian, but you're a good contrarian. And I like contrarians. No wrong in that. Methinks anyway. So, I'm getting ready to put together a music video for the song Elizabeth, which, by the way, if you'd like to hear, the link is pinned at the top of the chat, and you're welcome to download it. It's free. It's yours. Enjoy. The only thing I ask is that you share it with somebody. Let somebody else hear it on your watch. That'll be a big help to me. Spread the word. Show the love. So I'm getting ready to put together a music video for that, and I'll release it on YouTube as a standalone. But that song is also going on my album that's coming out at some point, whenever I get through with it, whenever my voice comes back and I can finish it. And look for that. It's going to be great. Fab Daddy says, old time Waffle House Diner. Yeah. Kinda. If you're talking about the music video. Kinda. It was in an old bar/restaurant where that event took place. Downtown, College Town. I miss Waffle House. I used to eat there quite often. Curious Squirrel says a video is a good idea. Thank you. Fab Daddy says curious of a video. Yeah. I haven't really decided yet what I'm going to do with it. I'm working on it, though. I'm formulating it as we speak. Obviously, there's going to be some playing, me singing it, intercut with footage of something. Probably. There's several ways I could go about it. I could go literally and recreate the moment. I could go figuratively and recreate something that's similar. I could go abstract and do something completely off the wall, like, you know, that Aha video in the 80s. Could be any kind of thing. Kevin Cox says a horse is a horse, of course, unless that horse laughs and cackles like 𝕌𝕟𝕥𝕙𝕑𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝. Yeah. Yeah, that horse is cackly. They're doing everything they can do at this moment to inflate her visage amongst the news media, trying to make her sound like she's winning. And nobody wants that woman. Nobody. Except for maybe a few really left-hardies. Left-hardy Oswald there might have wanted her. Kamala Ed. I got it. I know who you're talking about. You can't make a president out of a llama. They'll spit at you. Amanda says, LOL, Kevin. Please do hit that like button, subscribe, share, support, and join. There's 15 people in chat and only 7 likes. That math don't add up. Come on now. I'm going against tape. Curious Girl says, I hope they don't pull a Venezuela. We could have that horsey in the White House. I know. They already kind of have. They're basically treating her like she is the presumptive nominee, even though she has not been nominated. She's basically already running for president. She did a rally and only 68 people showed up, says Amanda. I seem to think I saw something like that, but I don't know if that was a credible source or not. I didn't see that on an official channel, so I don't know. Can't confirm that one. So we'll have to leave that one in the conspiracy column. But that would not surprise me if it were true. Of course, the things that I've seen this week, nothing would surprise me. One of the guys that got tagged at that rally in Pennsylvania was taking video before the event happened and caught the dude running up and down the top of that building on his camera. Saw that footage today. How is it that everybody, untrained people that came to see Donald Trump, how come everybody saw that guy except for the people who were trained to look for that guy? And not one of them saw him. That's odd. It's damn peculiar, I tell you. What say you, Curious Squirrel? On a lighter note, did anyone see Cole's video about the suspicious package? I did not. I'll have to go check that out. What's it about? Has he been talking about me again? I told him not to mention my suspicious package. Question, do you read the Bible or read Bible or both? It would be the Bible because the word Bible is short for biblioteca, which means library. So it would be the library. But you could say Bible. That's fine. Because it's also capitalized, which makes it a noun. It's a name also. So. Fab Daddy says, Trump had a nice talk with NABJ. Yeah, I saw part of that. I want to see the rest of it. He wore them out. That little girl thought she had him cornered. That's a bad move. That's a great little video. I saw like the first 10 minutes of it or 5 minutes of it. I want to see the rest of it after the show. But he sure did. He was giving her hell. Kevin Cox says 60 of the 68 people at Kamala Harris's event were Secret Service. The others were lost. Funny. Mr. P says, I saw that video, the Secret Service. Didn't hear the warnings, apparently. Local police were handling it. It was what they said. Yes, that's what they said. That's not what the police said. That's what the Secret Service said. The police said they never got to talk to the Secret Service. They didn't have the meeting in the morning, and they didn't have a way to communicate directly with them. All they had was a message chain, and apparently they didn't get the message because they probably weren't looking for messages. There's a lot of speculation as to what could have happened. I think it went exactly to plan, except for the moment that he missed. And I think that was not in the plan. And that's my opinion, not fact. I have no idea what really happened. That's just how I feel. And I'm allowed to feel. Especially when something don't add up. And it don't add up. Not even a little bit. Not even part of it adds up. If you told this story to me and I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe you. Fab Daddy says package came from a person he gave access to land. That's scary. Was there anything good in the suspicious package, or was it a suspicious package? By the way, if you guys hadn't checked out the new Facebook page for Untethered Live yet, the link is in the chat. Go by and check it out. Chat with everybody, get to know everybody, become a member there. It's free. And keep up with all things Untethered Live universe. Mr. P says, I could do Bible study with y'all every night of the week. I can't wait for those nights. Yeah, I could too, except for the fact that it's an incredible amount of work. And if I did it every night of the week, I would have to be doing better than I'm doing. Curious Girl says, I like how Cole created the suspense. Now, I'm going to check that out just as soon as we get done. He does make some pretty cool videos. Squat Stomper says, have they figured out how to unlock the dude's phone? Oh, yeah. They're for sure reading your texts. Squat Stomper says, I read that one. Mr. P says, right, Jake. Something definitely fishy with the whole ordeal. I agree. Fab Daddy says, you must watch to find out. I don't like being a spoiler. Yeah, well, don't spoil it. I'm going to find out. Curious Girl says, Fab Daddy, that's why I didn't give it away. Anyway, I'm going to check it out. And y'all do too if you hadn't seen it. Over at Cold Creek Croft. I think that's his channel. And if not, I'll find it. Because I've got him saved somewhere. But I think this is his channel, Cold Creek Croft. I think he's got 4 or 5 channels, actually. I don't know what the other ones are doing, but I've been to one where he did that tall grass video. That was pretty cool. Yes. Amanda, will you get Cold Creek Croft up and post a link? Squat Stomper says, my last text message was to my daughter, reminding her to get milk and Fruity Pebbles. Man, I knew I should have got cereal at the store today. It sounds delicious. Fab Daddy says, got Mountain Dew in that cup? No, I got Mountain Dew in this cup, but I got coffee in this cup. Don't you want to have a cup of coffee with me, Fab Daddy? I love nothing more than to sit around a cup of coffee and just talk for hours. Fab Daddy says, there you go. Amanda says, here is Cold Creek Croft's channel if you guys want to go check out that video. Squat Stomper says, 99% of my text messages are reminders for groceries or a dad joke of the day. Yeah, I get lots and lots and lots and lots of texts and messages and emails and all kinds of nonsense. And some good stuff, too. Uh-oh. I lost my chat. Hang on. All right, I got it back. Amy Elizabeth is in the house. She says, sorry I'm late. I was watching the DUM show. Hi, y'all. What's a DUM show? What is a DUM show? That sounds interesting. Amanda says, hi, Amy. The Don't Unfriend Me show. Ah. Interesting. Curious Squirrel says, hi, Amy. Good to see you here. Yes, it's good to have you here. You guys are all lovely, and thank you so much for being here. It's a political commentary show. Ah, okay. I watch a plethora of those. My favorites are Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, Joe Rogan, Russell Brand, Tucker Carlson. The Quartering is education. That's not political, but it's good. And I watch The Critical Drinker, and I watch Nerdrotic, and what else? Oh, yeah, Robert Meyer Burnett. If you're a Star Trek fan, I encourage you to go watch his channel, Robert Meyer Burnett. Squatch says, I watch Gutfeld. I like him. He's all right. And every now and then I can stomach a little Jesse Waters, but both of those guys are a little corporate-y for my taste. But I do like them. I like their comment. Fab Daddy says, I pledge allegiance to the next Dodo's channel I decide to watch on YouTube. May they entertain and enlighten. For one user myself and all that I wish to share, for better or worse. Fab Daddy, are you leaving me? Are you in search of a new Dodo? I thought I was doing pretty good here. Amy Elizabeth said, thumbs up. Robert Meyer Burnett, got it, says Mr. P. Yes, he's a very good talker. And he's a living Star Trek encyclopedia. I mean, he knows everything. Fab Daddy says, thought I would create my own pledge. Well, that's good. You want to hear mine again? I pledge allegiance to the drags and whoever the hell they've selected, and to the Republicans who won't take a stand. One gulag of diversity for divisiveness and communism for all. Amen. Notice I said divisiveness, not the proper word, divisiveness. Amy says, I'm weird. I'm weird too, Amy. You're in good company. Weird. I gotta save that. Where do I want to save it? To the desktop. There we go. So anyway, I'm getting ready to record another song. I'm going to start with the music anyway. I can't do the singing right now, but I can do everything else. And get it ready to lay a vocal down when I can actually sing again, which will probably be getting closer to wintertime. If past history is anything to say. Hit that like button, everybody. Also, Super Chat's available if you want to show a little love. What chords, says Fab Daddy. What chords to what? The song I'm getting ready to record, it's in the key of G. There's a lot of chords in it. Amy says, Florida has winter? I'm not in Florida. The new song chords. It's got a bunch of chords. You've heard it before, I think. Amanda says, LOL, Amy, nope, we don't. Jake's not in Florida, though. No, we definitely have winter here. I know I look all Florida trashy, but I'm not in Florida. But I was there for a while. Long enough to get this trailer park chic. But alas, I live in an actual house that I own for now. Key of G is my favorite spot. Mine too. You know what I mean. Amanda says, LOL, Fab Daddy. And Mr. P says, days in North Carolina. Well, I am. She's in Florida. I'm just east of the western part of northern Carolina, and they all think they're southern. Kind of makes you wonder. The part of the Carolinas that I live in is actually called East Carolina. So I'm in North Carolina to the east. So I'm in the westernmost part of eastern North Carolina. And they think they're southern. I have to remind them occasionally. Amanda says, oh, Jake. Curious Girl says, you're all southern from my perspective. You must be in Canada. Are you Canadian? Amanda says, I'm proud to be a southerner. Me too. I wouldn't have it any other way. But you'd be surprised how many non-southern people there are. There's a bunch of them. I didn't think that was possible. I thought everybody was in the South. I was wrong. Boy, it's been a day. Curious Girl says, almost. I'm in northern New York, close to the St. Lawrence River. Okay. Mr. P says, Canadians can be dangerous. How? They're too polite to be dangerous, eh? Amy says, I'm southern Indiana. How is Indiana, Amy? I've never been there. I hear good things, though. Patty says, and I'm going to North Carolina in my mind. Oh, it's a song. I'm going to Carolina in my mind. I think that's what you're getting at. Did you delete a message? Patty says, JT. James Taylor. Yeah. I caught it. Amy says, it's beautiful, except for the 4 blue counties. There's a lot of that. That's everywhere. It actually surprised me how many there were when it first started happening. I guess it was about 2015, 2016 when it really kicked off. And I thought, surely this is a fad. Surely this will be gone in no time. Nobody's going to put up with this nonsense. Boy, was I wrong. It's everywhere. In every company, in every state, in every city, in every government. It's ridiculous. How did it just take over like that? Well, the devil's been planning this for a long time. So I imagine it was executed with swift turn of the key. Mr. P says, never trust someone who's overly nice and polite. I agree. It's like somebody that smells like perfume. I don't trust it. Anybody that's trying that hard to smell like something other than a person is hiding something. I don't mind the fragrance, but you know the type. When you walk in the room, you're like, God mighty. Jesus, what'd you do, fall in a brute factory? Fab Daddy says, no way, bro. Beck, yeah. Heck yeah. My friend is from East Carolina or whatever. Really? Cool. What part? Might be my neighbor. I am serious. And don't ever call me Shirley. Nice airplane reference. Fab Daddy says, he is so chill. That's good. Gimmick B says, Jake, nice to be here. I'm in Ohio, but I've got kinfolk in the Reidsville, North Carolina. I hear you. Well, nice to see you, Gimmick B. How are you? Have you downloaded the album yet? There's a link pinned at the top of the chat if you want some of my music. There it is. It's yours. Go get it. It's free. Only thing I ask is that you share it with somebody. It's only place you can get it is right here in this chat. So if you don't get it now, you probably won't. Because this album is not for sale. It's a teaser album for the album that's coming that will be for sale. Cowboy says frown. What are you frowning about, Cowboy? Reedsville? What are we talking about here? Amanda says, I've been to Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana, Bismarck, North Dakota, New York, L.A., London, Tampa Bay, Tokyo, anywhere you go. Patty says, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. That's a Ray Stevens remark. Amanda says, hi, Gimmick Beat. Welcome. Amy Elizabeth says, Gary, Indiana is the new Chicago. Yeah, I heard it was bad up there. Amanda says, I bet, Amy. Fab Daddy says, Beck. Yeah. His name is Tu Apri. You mean apropos? Jacob Paris. How goes it? Good to see you, Jacob. Come on in. Take your shoes off. We're chilling tonight. I'm working on about 3 brain cells. I'm barely keeping it together. I know I look all calm, cool, and collected, but inside I'm falling apart, man. Amanda says, hi, Jacob. And Gimmick B says, thanks. Jacob, go download the album if you want it. It's free. The link is in the chat. Amanda says, hi, Jacob, and I read that. The takeover was swift, says Cowboys. That's what the frown was about. I know. It's weird. It's like we fell into an alternate reality or something around 2006. And it just got worse. And now it's reaching a fever pitch. Curious Squirrel says, 5 golden torques and a beer. Best Canadian song. 5 golden tokes. Or is that Takis? 12 Days of Christmas. Bob and Doug McKenzie. Ah. Nice, eh? Bill Bennett. Bill Bennett back in chat from Richmond, Indiana. Indiana? I thought that was in Virginia. Well, welcome, Bill Bennett. How are you, sir? Amanda says, hi, Bill. And Jacob says, Ray Stevens was hilarious. It's me again, Margaret. Are you naked? Yeah, he was. My favorite one he did was Eric the Awful. And Fred. Fred was a good dog. Fred was a dog I used to own. He used to answer the telephone, and every now and then he'd drive to town in the truck for groceries. And oddly enough, Amy Elizabeth, so do I. I blame CERN too. Mr. P says, Jake, you should cover that Ɓīpāpālūʻa song. Really? I have a song that has Ɓīpāpālūʻa in it. Amanda says, LOL, Jacob, right? Yeah, CERN, something happened when they turned that place on. I felt it. Orlando moved, for one thing. Amanda says, 8-ball, oh, 8-ball. Is Jake crazy? Well, you don't need 8-ball to tell you that. Yes. Mr. P says, worst Canadian song ever is Call Me Maybe. Kevin Cox says, I just got back from the jail and I'm at Beef O'Grady's. Brady's. Dinner time. That sounds good, Kev. What are you having? I had a corn dog. What's a corn dog doing in the ocean? Curious Squirrel says, how to write the way they pronounce it. 2K. It's a hat. Oh, 2K. Got it. 2K. Sequoia? 2K. I have a chapeau, which is a hat. I own one. Hang on. Amanda, the 8-ball says, are you kidding me? Patty says, don't look at the Hulk. There he goes, boogity, boogity. And he ain't wearing no clothes. Amanda says, 8-ball, does Kevin drink too much bourbon? 8-ball says, who knows? Amy Elizabeth says, or blame the Snickers hole. I don't know what that is, but it sounds dirty. Bill Bennett says, Richmond is between Cincinnati and Indianapolis. I haven't seen you on here in a month or so. I've been here 5 nights a week. The whole time, buddy. You need to hit subscribe and hit the bell icon and click all so that you'll know when I'm online. Come on. We do good stuff here, man. 5 nights a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. 8 o'clock on Sundays. Amanda says, LOL, Jake, Orlando did not move, rolling on the floor. Yes, it did. How would you know? You're from this universe. In my universe, it was below Lakeland. Amanda says, 8-ball, did Orlando move? 8-ball says, without a doubt. See? Even the 8-ball knows something's weird. Amy Elizabeth says, Bill Bennett. Hey, fellow Hoosier. Evan McBride, Trump or Kamala? That's a stupid question, Evan. Welcome to the show. Amanda says, MAGA, Trump all day. Curious Girl says, oh, by the way, you usually start a conversation with somebody you don't know with, hello, I'm Evan. Hello, Evan. I'm Jake. Nice to meet you. Come on in. Join the conversation. Work your way up to politics, religion, and sports. Curious Girl says, 1 syllable, LOA, K sound after the 2. Oh, the limits of text. Took. Why didn't you just write T-O-O-K? Took. I guess that would be took. T-U-K. Took. Kevin Cox says, pulled pork tacos. Ooh, that sounds good. Is April with you? Tell her we said hello. Yes, Bill, I am being censored for speaking the truth. It's been a long time since you popped up. Also, it says only 11 people in your chat. Are you being censored for speaking the truth? Yes. Monkey Juice says, is Kamala black or Indian? Indian. Sorry, look at her parents. Amanda says, hi, Monkey. And hey, Monkey. Mr. P says, they say Indian, I guess. Well, if you look at her family photos, she's definitely the dot in the forehead kind of Indians. She even had a dot in her forehead in one of the pictures. Monkey Juice says, hi, Amanda. And Fab Daddy says, the problem with vertical streams is if I scroll the screen, it sends me to an Oriental lady with a giant work serving a line of people. A giant wok. A wok. What is a wok? Is it something you foil with a wabbit? I mean, like Flynn. Mr. P says, hiya, monkey and lurkers. Kevin says, I am a proud Trump supporter, as we all are, mostly. I don't think Fab Daddy is, but we're working on him. Amy says, I'm at work, taking the trash to the dumpster. I'll be back. Take your time, Amy. Get that paycheck. Fab Daddy says, I'm a proud non-Trump supporter. See, I told you. We're working on him, though. Sooner or later, he's got to wake up and smell the roses. If he wants to keep getting a paycheck, he'd probably vote the right way. Because I got news for you. Equity means you don't get one. Bill says, she is commie. She is a commie. Meaning Kamala. Kamala. Her name is Kamala, but nobody knows how to pronounce it, so we just call her Commie for short. She's both, says Monkey Juice. Nope. She's black like I'm Irish. About a quarter. Kevin says April is with CJ and his brother. She is frazzled a bit, but loves them and really is having a good time. I'm glad she has a good time with them. I'm glad she gets to see them. Patty says, heck yeah. I'd hate to think we weren't talking truth. No, I'm going to talk the truth even if it costs me everything. And it might. But, you know, YouTube don't like it when you say things like I say. And I try. I tell you it's my opinion. I tell you that I'm wrong. Not to listen to me. That YouTube says I'm wrong. They don't like that either. I wonder why. And I was on the chat trying to get an answer to a question the other night, talking to my YouTube rep. And I said, I had the feeling that I was shadow banned or something. And, oh, no. If you think about it, it wouldn't do us no good to shadow ban you because if you're making money, we're making money. I was like, well, when I have 2,000 view streams and 3,000 view streams, I make money. There's only one reason I'm not continuously getting 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views, and that's because somebody has their thumb on the register. So you can say that. It makes sense. I would think that. But guess what? I appear to be shadow banned. Mr. P says, today my sister visited, and I went to show her something on Facebook, which I don't usually use anymore. And some person named Stormy Knockers sent me a friend request. And my sister saw that. I'm so embarrassed. Why? All you had to do is tell your sister, hey, that's my side piece. And then you would have cool points for days. Oh, Kevin Cox hit me with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you, Kevin Cox. He says OP, which is short for original person. Original property. Oriental penis. I don't know. What is it? OP. Thank you for the super chat and the mechanically inclined hippopotamus. I like that. I know what a walk is, Amanda. Did you not hear what I said? What is a walk? Something you fool at a wabbit? But thank you for telling me. Patty says, heck yeah, I'd hate to think we're speaking. I guess I missed that one. Yep, I did. LOL John, says Amanda. Kevin says, I watched a YouTube episode about the history of Kamala the other day. It was very eye-opening. What was it, OnlyFans? Stormy Knockers. Da-dun-dun-dun. That's a good name, Stormy Knockers. She could be like a weather girl for ABC News. She really likes to get out in the field, do on-the-ground reporting. Stormy Knockers has a bright future ahead. Bill says, just like what's her name? She was Indian. We supposed to have free speech. Lord help us. What's her name? Wojcicki? The previous runner of YouTube. Is that who you're talking about? And we are supposed to have free speech, but this is not a publisher platform. This is a private business. A lot of P's in that sentence, but it's true. And they can pretty much do whatever they want to do and call it policy. And I have to agree to it because I want to keep my channel. However, they act like a public square, so they should be a publisher, like a service, like having internet or lights, YouTube. Hopefully somebody will fix that in the government. But until then, I got to play ball. And I'm considering just moving my more racy material over to Rumble. Y'all can come see me over there. Fab Daddy says, I think she tried to friend me on that Facebook. Stormy Knockers. Mr. P says, my sister was like John. What are you getting up to on here? I see. I would have just looked at her and went. But that's me. I'm always swinging around that big D energy, you know what I'm saying? I would tell my sister in a heartbeat. I got it like that. Amanda says, woohoo, Kevin, thanks. And yes, Kevin, thank you for the hippopotamus with the mechanical arm and the missile in the eye, the Terminator eye. I like it. Thank you so much, Kevin, says Mr. P. Ocean Pacific, says Cowboys 8 panel. OP stands for Ocean Pacific. I thought it stood for Old Peckerhead. Curious Squirrel says, I saw the view count go down on someone's video while I was watching it the other day. Yeah, it tends to get me from the get-go. If I say something, if I do a video that's neutral, I'll get a lot of hits. If I do something that has something in the title like what I just put up there, nobody sees it. But I work nonetheless, so I appreciate all the support because I'm not making any money on this video. Kevin says, OP stands for obsessively positive. Obese panda. Obstetrical pervert. Ornery prick. I could do this all day. Curious Squirrel says, thanks, Kevin. Any sports news? Yeah, Kev. And Bill says, my old lady's name is totally Stormy. Or it's Teely Stormy. LOL. Really? Teely? That's a cool name. Teely Stormy. Elizabeth Warren? Huh? Who's talking about Elizabeth Warren? Did I miss something? Bill Bennett says, like every news channel. Right. They got weird names. Amanda says, LOL, Big D energy. It's true. Bill says, the truth will set you free. God bless you all. Nice to hear some real talk. Good night, folks. Bill, hit that like button and subscribe, man. Come back and see us. Amanda says, good night, Bill. And Mr. P says, I've seen the view count BS2. And it does occur. I saw it with my own eyes. Yeah, I've lost likes. Like when my show ends, I'll get a pop-up that tells me how many people viewed, how many watch hours, how many likes, how many super chats, all the stats. So I can see it when it ends. And then it takes like an hour or 2 hours sometimes to upload and get everything set up. And then when I go to my channel, the like number has dropped by about 4. And my view count is lower than it was on that readout. Kind of makes me wonder about that. I've seen that a few times. Ask Amanda. I pointed it out. She's pointed it out. Amanda says, well, your ads are popping tonight. Well, that's good. Too bad nobody's actually watching, because I get paid every 1,000 views. So if I don't get views, I don't get money. And it ain't much money. It's like $6 per 1,000 views. My ex's name is Elizabeth, says Mr. P. Yep. I wrote a song about it, Elizabeth. Bill says, I meant really. And that was the Indian Liz Warren. Oh. Are you saying Liz Warren was your ex? Oh, never mind. The other Indian. Yeah, she's a different kind of Indian. That's why I didn't get that, because Elizabeth Warren claims to be Native American, whereas Kamala Harris claims to be black, but she's actually Indian from India. Curious Squirrel says, good night, Bill. Kevin Cox says, da-da-da-da-da-da. Sports update with Kevin Cox. Olympics are on, but nobody cares because they make fun of the Last Supper with transvestites, or whatever you call them these days. I don't know. Baseball trade deadline ended yesterday. Tampa Rays traded a lot of people off. Last and most importantly, it's almost football season again. Go Dogs! I heard the Atlanta Braves won something. Oh. Just because I'm from Georgia. Patty says, shady. I'm telling you. Can't win for losing. Amanda says, you drop views and likes the next day, too. Here lately. Yes. Especially if I do something that's, titillating or controversial. Which I try to do a little of and not too much. I try to hold back. That's why I haven't done a lot of hyperboles, because that would get my channel shut down during the election. So, because I can't not point it out when I see it. But it's coming. I'll get back to it. Cowboy says, I listened to that song on headphones today. What, Elizabeth? Fantastic. Did you like it? Did it sound good over the headphones? Did I do a good job mixing that song? Kevin Cox says, if Elizabeth Warren is a Native American, then I'm all Chinese. Ning Tao Hao. Ching Chong Ching Chong. Mr. P says, my ex turned out to be cray-cray. Yeah, but crazy women make the best lovers, Mr. P. It's all fun and games until somebody sticks a knife in you. But that can be fun, too. I seem to attract crazy, says Mr. P. I know what you mean. Bill Bennett says, too interested to go to bed. How can a dude beat a woman's ass in boxing in the Olympics? Bullshit. We are so screwed. True, and true. Cowboy says, oh, yes. Patty says, that song is great, Jake. Thank you very much. With your smiley face, with breasticles and your musical notes. I'm glad you like it, and I'm glad that I could give it to you. Just don't forget me when you're famous. Wait. Amanda says, LOL, Jake. That was the FSU war chant. You keep remembering that one. Go Noles. That is the Atlanta Braves. Or it used to be anyway. Mr. P says, they sure do, Jake. They got something in the area for sure. In that area for sure. Not worth my life or freedom, though. True. True that. Amanda says, I resemble that remark, LOL. Crazy? Oh, yeah. Curious Girl says, when they put men in women's events, the women should boycott. They got there, enjoy the vacation. Well, they did. That's who that Riley Gaines girl is. She didn't like that. The swimmer, this one's been all over TV. That ain't seemed to help a whole lot, though. Because when the narrative is this is the way it's going to be, everybody and their brother will fight you tooth and nail to have it their way, despite how much trouble it costs. We do not live in the world that you think we live in. And I don't mean you personally. I mean in general. We live in a carefully crafted facade. It's not breasticles. Those are arms, says Patty. Well, they look like breasticles, and it's funnier, so I'm keeping it. But I understand. And thank you for telling me. Amanda says, nope, that was FSU. Well, then somebody lied to me when I asked, what can I do that sports fans will relate to? And they said, do this and do the chant, the tomahawk. And it was the Atlanta Braves that was in the playoffs at the time. Or whatever they do. I don't even know what they do. Braves have the chop. That sound was FSU chant. Okay. I don't know. Wouldn't it be girl coddling? In that case. Girl codding? Girl codding. Not boycotting. Girl codding. A woman. A man, a woman. Yes. I think you're right. Bill says the women worked hard to get there for the women's sports. No dang-a-lang allowed. I agree, Bill. And I think that's a very big disservice to actual feminism. Not the feminism that's taking over the world right now, because that's nonsense. But what it actually stood for in the beginning, I think that's a great disservice. And I hope that girls will wake up and smell the roses, because they are losing their place to men who have just put on a wig or think that they're something they're not. Curious Squirrels crying, laughing. Mr. P says, smiley face, gotcha. Punch. It's all stupid, says Patty. I agree. Whipmaster Hart, it's an abomination. Yeah, I agree with that too. And sadly enough, they had the pale horse riding down the river Seine. That's how you pronounce it. That's not on accident. That plus making fun of the Last Supper with a bunch of fat, unhealthy others. Yeah. Heck, we're losing real men, says Patty. I agree. We need more of those. I'm trying as hard as I can, but, I just don't know what to do about it. Them damn others, right? Whipmaster, you got me. Amanda says, yes, Patty, I totally agree. Very few left. And when you find a real man, keep him for sure. I concur. Every woman should go out and find them a real man and plant him in the ground and water him regularly. Because there just ain't very many of them left. We're now full of beta boys. Ain't it right, Patty? Mr. P says, I think it's extremely damaging to those young ladies' lives. Those events and the medals that they've won are lost forever because of some bozo don't want to get sued. Yeah, what bothers me about it is a woman might be the best in her class. I mean, absolute top of the game. And then some 6'3" dude comes in and wearing a wig and he beats her by 3 laps or whatever it is they're doing. But that's not fair. It's not right. Mark Gibby, what's up, buddy? He says, I couldn't believe it myself. Why piss God off? What long suffering has been to us? Right. Why go out of your way? Well, you know, we have a book that tells us that it's going to come down to the world against God. And there'll just be a remnant of Christians left, people that believe in the Word of God. Well, those people that are actively participating in the world against God portion on the world side, I think they should probably read ahead in that book because it don't work out. The genders are switching. Men are lost chasing women that act like men. Right, Whipmaster? Mr. P says, not CSI planting him in the ground. It's a metaphor, ladies. Yeah, not CSI planting. Not like that. And it was a metaphor. And Amanda says, Hawk Tua. LOL, I couldn't resist. I concur, Doctor. Sometimes you just got to spit on that thing. Christopher Hines, welcome to the show. He says the authorized footwear for track and field will now be high heels. So that would be funny. I would pay to see that. Patty says, very apropos statement, and you are right on the money, Patty. Sodom and Gomorrah. Babylon. Welcome to the future. Curious Squirrel says, exactly, Patty. Agreed. Only witches spit, LOL. Whipmaster, easy. It's all right to spit. You just spit beforehand, not afterwards. And it says, damn right, Whip. Life's a game, you learn as you go. Sometimes you spit, sometimes you swallow. So don't worry about what you don't know. I'm just kidding. If you're young, cover your ears. Mark Gibby says, keep up good work, Jake. Thank you. I'll try. The tornado hit a county above mine, and I've hauled equipment and chainsawed myself to death today. Jesus, man. Bedtime. God bless everyone. Stay safe. Well, thank you for being there for your community, and God bless you for doing the work. And I'm proud of you, Mark. Thanks for that. And get you some rest, and we'll see you next time. I'll be here Friday. Mr. P says, I saw an interview with the Hawk Tua lady. She's great. Very down to earth and hilarious. I heard that Playboy offered her like $1 million to do a spread, and she turned it down. Go, girl. Although she's probably making $1 million off of 2 words at the right time. Makes me mad. I've said lots of funny shit, and I don't get any money. That's all right. I'm proud for her, and I hope she makes it. Amanda says, hi, Mark. And Mr. P says, cute southern accent, too. Dang, she is cute. Whoever the Hawk Tour recipient is a lucky man. Amy Elizabeth says, I was talking to the next shift supervisor. Hold on. What did I miss? Hawk Tour? Yeah, somebody brought up Hawk Tour girl. And tell your supervisor we said hello. Get to work. Whipmaster Hart's crying, laughing. Mark Gibby says, hey, Amanda. Curious Squirrel says, thank you for helping those people, Mark Gibby. I'm sure they appreciate it. I'm sure that you're a treasure to their community, too. God bless you. Whipmaster says, we have Jesus for a reason. That's right. And Mark Gibby says, yes, sir. And Amanda says, dirty man. Dirty man, LOL. I am not dirty. I took a shower last year and I didn't even need it. Patty says, wow. Thumbs up. Mr. P says, it's storming here also. Pretty nasty out. We had that last week here. It's pretty dry right now, but I'm sure it'll come back. Amanda says, good night, Mark. Amanda says she had that saying copyrighted, shaking my head. Did she really? That's fantastic. That means she'll make money off of all the t-shirts people are making. Smart girl. Bill says, your purpose isn't money. Shh. It's spreading the truth. And thank you, bro. Sorry, we're always going to be broke, but rich in family and friends. Well, that's all I could ask for there, Bill. And while I am trying to run a business, and I do have to mention it a couple of times, I'm not actually hitting anybody up for any actual money unless they feel led to give it. And that's all there is to that. I do this for the love of it, and I did it for 8 years with zero money. So that's proof in the pudding right there. So if I say something or run an ad, don't get mad at me. I've been working hard for that. But I agree with you. Amy Elizabeth says, I'd love to invite you as a guest on the DUM show. Check out his videos and let me know. Or are you like a moderator there or something? Are you part of the show? I'll come visit you. Absolutely. You just tell me when and where and I'll show up. Christopher Hines says, my off-duty supervisor is my wife, LOL. You and me both, Christopher. And any man that's smart feels the same. Amanda says, hi, Christopher. And welcome, Chris. Bill Bennett says, I wish I had extra to give. If I do, I will. Well, thank you, Bill, but I'm not asking unless you got it. I certainly don't want to take it away from you if you need it, so you keep that. You just, listen, we are in a spiritual battle, and it's called upon every Christian to fight. You need to find your place on the line, whether it's in the front or the back, it doesn't matter. And there's lots of ways to fight. You can fight, or you can carry bullets, or you can make sandwiches, or you can be that guy with the flag running around, or you can be the guy that plays the drum. There's all kinds of ways to help out this channel. You don't have to support me monetarily. If you got it, if you got extra money floating around, sure, pay for what you love. I encourage that because if you don't vote with your dollar, the things you love goes away. I can't do this for free. I mean, it takes money to make money, right? That being said, you absolutely can spread the word, share the video, hit the like button, contribute into the conversation. There's all kinds of ways. As long as you're part of something, that's what's important. And we are building a community here. This is a church, and we are a community of family, and you are part of it. So dig in like a tick. That's all I got to say. Amy Elizabeth says, I'm his lead moderator. Well, Amy, if you guys want me on your show, I would be glad to. All you got to do is send me an email or a text and tell me what the topic is and what time I need to be there and what you're expecting of me. And I'll be prepared and ready to go. I'm a professional. I got my own sound equipment and everything. I'll make it easy for you. And you can contact me by UntetheredLiveStream@gmail.com. I'll get Amanda to pop that in the chat so you can copy and paste it. UntetheredLiveStream, all one word, @gmail.com. And Mr. P says, I always think about that. If I had more at the moment, I'd send it for sure. I'm going to be so flush after the move, I'll need to climb out of the sewer to get reception to send your super chat, Jake. Hey, once again, you being here on a regular basis, you being a regular on this show, provides me with a way to make content because I respond to your conversations and your influence influences me. That is a help. You tell your friends, you share the channel, you play my music for other people, that sort of thing. You share the words that I speak with other people. That's good enough. If you got extra money, by all means, send me some extra money. And you can do that by going to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband, or you can go to CashApp, $JakeJohnsonBand. You can also join the channel and support me that way. I think it's a couple of bucks a month. It's either $1 or $2 or $5 a month, depending on how much you like me. That's it. You can do that, or you can super chat if you got a little extra cash. That's fine. It doesn't take anything. You don't even have to do any of that. You can just be here, or you can just bring people to here. If you have friends that are in need of the word, bring them on Sunday. Let me instruct them. That is a help. And together, all of us can build this into something respectable, and I certainly am looking forward to that. And you know I'll always do everything in my power to be worthy of your support and worthy of your confidence and worthy of your trust, just like I always do. But don't you ever feel bad about not having a lot of money. I know how that is, and I don't hold that against you at all. Patty says, yes. And Amy Elizabeth says, dumb show, like dumb without the B. I'll check it out as soon as I get done here. But I don't need to know what it is. If you want me there, I'll be there. I'll come visit you. Just give me a time and I'll come show it. And I'll even support it on this channel. I'm a great conversationalist, so whatever you throw at me, I can accommodate you. Kevin says, Egypt and France are in the Olympic battle. However, I cannot figure out the sport or what's going on. Go Egypt. I hate France. Yeah, they come up with some weird sports. Amy Elizabeth says, sharing is caring and is free. That's right. Mr. P says, yeah, Frenchies hate Americans. Frenchies hate Americans. Got it. Patty says, I have been doing that for you, Jake. Well, thank you, Patty, and God bless you for it. And Amy Elizabeth says, will do. All right, you just let me know. And right below that statement is my email address. That's UntetheredLivestream@gmail.com, minus the 2 dots. And the ellipsis is 3 dots. But that's not an ellipsis. That's a stutter. Untethered, not unfettered. Fat fingers. Right. Untethered. T-H-E-T-H-E-R. T-E-T-H-E-R. Excuse me. Unfettered. Unfettered live right here. Christopher Hine says, pray for my son Benjamin. He's going on a short-term mission trip to Wisconsin. Even the cheeseheads need Jesus. Father, look after Christopher's son Benjamin. Keep your hands on him. Keep him safe. Keep him out of trouble. And keep him on his path to the goal that he set out to do. Thank you, Father, for your grace and your love. In Jesus' precious name, amen. Curious Girl says, the channel is the Don't Unfriend Me show. I'm certainly going to go look at it. Ha 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 ha, what's up? You know I'm not going to say your name because I'm not a moron. But what's up, Africana? Sorry, Africanica. Cowboys 8 pounds says, no spaces. Untethered live stream. No spaces. Dana's in the chat. Hi, Dana. She says, hi, I'm new here. And late. You are not new here. But hello, and how are you? How are things in the Czech Republic? Kevin Cox says, it is called men's handball, France. But I believe it was fixed, damn Frenchies. Right. Well, if it wasn't men in the men's handball championship, I'd say it probably was. Amanda says, hi, Dana. Patty says, who cares who hates us? They probably would hate Christ. They said they hated me, and they will hate you as well. That's right. Walter Davis is in the house. What's up, Walter Davis? Good to see you, my brother. Dana says, hi, Amanda. Hurt. Africanica says, LOL, not even a chuckle. Not even a little one. You've lost your humor, brother. No, I'm not. I'm very funny. I just, ain't saying that word. I like my channel. Curious, and plus, I don't give that word any power. You want a real N-word? Necrophiliac. That's 10 times as offensive to everybody. Curious Girl says, was that your hammer, Amanda? Thank you. Yeah, she's quick with that hammer. Cowboy says, by the way, have a good night, all. Cowboy, thank you for being here, love. See you Friday. Have a good night. Peaceful rest. Kevin says, night, brother. I gotta go ruin somebody's life in court tomorrow. Dude, I hate that, man. That's gotta suck. But good night and God bless, and I hope you have good luck with your mission. Amanda says, yep, it was, Squirrel. The wisp of my quick hammer action. Mr. P says, hiya, Dana. Curious Squirrel says, good night, Cowboys. And Amanda says, good night, Cowboys. And Dana says, hiya, Mr. P. And that name is Propagorgio. It's much easier to say Mr. P. Amanda says, hi, Walter. And night, Kevin. Whipmaster Hart says, and canceled. Exactly. I am no dummy. I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. And Amy Elizabeth says he has not lost his humor. He wants to protect his platform. Exactly. I like the name, though. I'm not going to say it. Walter Davis says, hi, Jake, Dana, Africanica, Patty, Kevin, Christopher, Amy, Whip, Squirrel, and Amanda. Is Linda here? I haven't seen her, Walter. If she's here, she's lurking. Necrophilia is more offensive to everyone except Black Lives Matter, says Africanica. Yeah, they don't care about nothing except themselves. For some reason, they get upset easy. You're right. And Dana says, hi, Walter Davis. Starry Heart. Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and Super Chat is available, y'all. Thank you, Amanda. Mr. P says, Mr. Propagorgio is the name on the kid's fake ID in Vegas vacation. Really? Well, that's an extra clever name then, Mr. P. Very good. I would have went with McLovin. Also on a driver's license in a movie. Walter Davis says, Africanica, where are you from? Africanica. Curious Girl says, hey, Walter. Africanica says, ha ha ha, you're a legend. Well, thank you. I'd like to think so. In my mind. Amanda says, no, Walter. She's not here or she's lurking, one or the other. He's from California, Walter, says Monkey Juice. What's up, Monkey Juice? Long time no here. You're in a lurking mood tonight? Not throwing any haymakers at me. Mr. P says, black people get upset when they learn the Black Lives Matter was started by 3 gay white people. I don't know if that's true or not, but the people that run it are definitely not white, but they are gay. Amanda says, LOL, John. And Monkey Juice says, I was here earlier. I know, but you were so quiet. I miss you. Africanica says, ha ha ha, they're Jews, bro. Probably. Walter says, if from California, not from Africa. I agree. I've always wondered about that myself. How do you delineate from an African-born and a Jamaican-born black person? Are they both African-Americans? Are they Africa-Jamaica-Americans? I'm confused because, I am a quarter Irish and 3/4 Native American. But I don't call myself a Native American because I was born here. I am an American. Africanica says, I'm from Africa. I do build spears. Yes, but do you chuck them? Good man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Amy Elizabeth says, the leader of Hamas was killed in Iran last night. Well, there's some good news. Mr. P says, I built a spear or two. I never chucked them, though. I love my spears. Africanica says, ha ha ha. Walter Davis says, are you Italian or American? You were born an American. Well, I'm not Italian, but I am American. Whipmaster says, mic drop. Muggy Juice says, in and out. Guitar takes precedence. You get it. I do get it. Are you playing? Are you like playing for real or are you just practicing? If so, either way, I encourage it. Keep up the good work. And when are you going to send me some videos so I can hear you play? Mr. P says, I said it before you, Jake, LOL. Yes, you did. Walter says, just an example. I got you. I understand. Britney Spears, oops, I did it again. Sorry. I'll never do that again. I'm sorry. Walter Davis says, united we stand, divided we fall. I pledge allegiance to the drags and whoever the hell they selected, and to the Republicans who won't take a stand. One gulag of diversity for divisiveness and communism for all. Amen. Take that. Take that, white man. Patty says, I have 4 guitars, Jake. Really? Can you play? I'd like to hear you play. Amanda says, Jake, don't do that again, please. Do what? Whipmaster Hart says, what the hell? Mr. P says, I used to be so into Britney Spears. Figures. After all, she turned out to be crazy too. So they say. They want you to think she's crazy. Really, she's a lizard person. Patty says, yes. Ooh. Make a video. Send it. I would love very much to hear you play, Patty. Amy Elizabeth says, ha 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 ha. Walter Davis says, have you heard from Branded? He's in rough shape. I have not. I haven't heard from him in a couple of years, actually. He stopped coming out. I figured something went wrong. Oh, the Britney Spears thing? Oh, I'll pull some stuff out that will make you go, oh, I didn't know he knew how to do that. I'll do some Lady Gaga. Don't think I won't. Pop, 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 poker face, pop, pop, poker face. What in the tarnations? How'd you like my... That's me rewriting the Pledge of Allegiance for the new nation that we found ourselves in. Dana says, wow, that was pretty bad, the allegiance. You didn't like it? I wrote that. Because we got some weird stuff coming up in our political future. I just figured we'd get ahead of the curve. Walter says he has stage 4 cancer. That's not good at all. Oh, God bless him. I hate to hear that, Walter. If you speak to him, give our condolences. It's not poker. Spoiler. True. Patty says, I have 3 acoustics and 1 electric. Wow. That's awesome, Patty. I'd like to hear you play. Father in heaven, we ask that you put your hands on Brandon, and your will be done always. But we ask that if it is in your will, Father, that you take him swiftly if it's his time to go and limit his suffering. He's a good man. He has a good family, and he has a lot of friends. So we'd ask that you put your hands on him, Father. Thank you, Lord, in Jesus' precious name. Amen and amen. Walter, Patty says, a 1969 B35 Gibson. You have a 1969 Gibson? You better hang on to that. That's a valuable guitar. It's not spelled with a Y, though. And if it is, it's not a Gibson. Aaron K says, hungry helper. Hamburger helper. That's it. Amanda says, hi, Aaron. What's up, Aaron? And Amanda says, you're talking Jake now, Patty. Yeah, I've got a 1970 Gibson Hummingbird. And Patty says, thank you, Father. And Walter says, amen. And Monkey Jew says, awesome guitar, worth dollars. Yes, it is. Patty says, I do. Well, you hang on to that, Patty. That's a valuable guitar. Aaron K says, hi, the great Amandini. Mr. P says, my mama suffered quite a bit, unfortunately. But she never complained, though. She's built that way. Mine, too, Mr. P. My mom refused to do anything. She got lung cancer. She was gone in a few months. But she sat right there. She stopped eating. She stopped drinking. She stopped taking medicine. She just got it over with. Never complained. And I couldn't make her fight it. She said, what's the use? It's done. Amanda says, amen. Aaron K says, LOL. Amy Elizabeth says, I'm having peanut butter and jelly. Nice. Oh, wow, says Patty. Aaron K says, PB&J is classic. Whip says, Patty, not a guitar worth a car. Patty's got a guitar worth a car. True. I got one, too, by the way. Mine's a 70 Hummingbird. Custom. Mr. P says, Aaron, your last name wouldn't be Crabble, would it? Aaron says, that backdrop is awesomeness. Thank you. Appreciate that. Aaron says, nope, that is not my last name. And Mr. P says, oh, your profile pic is just like my buddy's. Amy Elizabeth says, during my training at work today, I was about it was about harassing. They added pregnancy to the training. They said chest feeding. Ugh. Jesus. Patty says, Queen's motto, don't complain, don't explain. Walter says, hi, Amy, and Aaron says, beautiful. Thank you very much. I like it too. It's like a kaleidoscope, but very slow. I do have something right close by, Patty, if you want to see it. That's my baby. My latest baby. I have 30 guitars, by the way. A bunch of electrics and a bunch of acoustics. A couple of hollow bodies. Walker says, hey, Aaron. Amanda says, old Telly. That's an old Telly. I got a green one, too, a teal green one. So I have 2 Tellys, 3 Strats, 2 or 3 Les Paul types. Couple hollow bodies. Amanda says the green one is beautiful. Yes, it is. Amy Elizabeth says, claps, Walter. Aaron says, hi, Mr. Walter Payton. Payton? Ever try PRS? I've played one before, but I've never owned one. I don't much care for them. I find them to be a little thin, tone-wise. They play great. Mr. P says, I wish I could play. My dad did. I never had the elasticity in my fingers for it. They're pretty beat up. Well, Mr. P, nobody does. It takes years and years and years of practice to get that elasticity. It doesn't just come naturally. And there is no magic, no secret trick. All you got to do is pick one up and keep your hands on it for about 10,000 hours and you'll be playing. So if you don't have a guitar, I can hook you up, dog. Patty says, I figured you did, buddy. Yeah, I got about 30 of them. Amanda says, Jake has more guitars than he has fingers and toes, LOL. This is true. Walter says, I've got 2 acoustics and a bunch of guns. I hear you, Walter. That's the way to do it. Monkey Juice says, very true. I practice. Or very true. Practice. Yes. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes you perfect. Amy Elizabeth says, me too, Walter, minus the acoustic guitars. I got a bunch of acoustic guitars, but I've got 2 that I carry with me everywhere I go. I got 2 of everything, but then I have extras. But what I don't have is an actual Les Paul. So if anybody's got one, they want to put to good use. I know a guy that could use one. An actual Les Paul. Or any other Gibson type guitar that's electric. Mr. P says, thanks, Jake. What would you recommend I begin with? Perhaps I will. D. G. A. Recommend you start there. And if you would like lessons, I'll hook you up. Curious Squirrel says, I have a Fender Malibu because I'm small. Oh, I've never seen a Fender Malibu. Is that like a Mustang or something like that? Or a Jazzmaster? Patty says, I like listening to Don Felder. Me too. Whitmaster Hart says, ever notice how most followers of Christ are often armed to the teeth? Yes, because they're smart and they know what's coming. Amanda says, Jake has a video on how to play the guitar. Yes, I'll send it to you if you want it. Curious Squirrel says, I sold my Fender Strat last year because I needed love and didn't have time for it anymore. Because it needed love. Well, man, I wish I'd have known that. I'd have got it. That's my preferred guitar is the Strat. Been a Fender man my whole life. I've always played Tellys and Strats. I got one. Hang on. Notice the PAF. Got a little Gibson in my Stratocaster. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Amanda says, and Jake does lessons too. Walter says, my brother has a Les Paul. He played it all over the world. The Malibu is a 3/4 size acoustic guitar, says Curious Squirrel. Ah, okay. I got a 3/4 size acoustic guitar. Mine's a K, though. Walter says he's been dragging it around for probably 30 years. Aaron says, Jake is a fender bender. I like that. I never thought about those two words in conjunction. Now I'm going to use that. That's cook. That's cool. It is cool. I do like, P90s? Or were you asking what I said, PAF? No, that's patent pending and not finalized, PAF. That's a Gibson thing. It's an old Gibson humbucker in that Stratocaster, and these are PAFs. I mean, these are P90s. Mr. P says, awesome. Amy Elizabeth says, is that the lightning or do you have red hair? I do have red hair. Is that the lighting or do you have red hair? I have reddish hair, but it's mostly gray. Patty says, wow. Walter Davis says, I have a 3/4 size. It's a Mucho. Cool. Aaron says, what's your dream guitar? Ooh. That would have to be a 1959 or 60 Stratocaster. I'd also like to have a 59 Les Paul. I got a lot of... Firebird is probably my most attainable dream guitar. Firebird 5. Any year. Older the better, but any year. Monkey Juice says, okay, get it. I didn't think Fender did P90s. That was a Gibson. And I don't think Fender, well, I guess a Jazzmaster has P90s. Fender Jazzmaster. Patty says, I have a Fender acoustic. Okay. Me too. I have the Strat acoustic. It's cut like a Stratocaster, but it's a thin line acoustic guitar. Mystic Nerdgasm says Gibson Les Paul. Good taste there, Mystic. And welcome to the show. Amanda says, hi, Mystic. Patty, who says Rogue. Oh, you got a Rogue? I used to have a Rogue bass. Aaron says, I saw the Prince original Purple Rain guitar in person. It was pretty cool. Are you talking about the one, the curly one, or the Telecaster with the leopard print on it? Or are you talking about the one that's got the big symbol on it? Walter says, I had an Acoustica Marshall that had pickups built in, but the kids broke it. I didn't know that Marshall made a guitar. I have a Marshall behind that green screen, but it's not a guitar. It's a stack amplifier, big amplifier, tube amp. Marshall, baby. Mystic Nerdgasm says, I have a Taylor acoustic guitar. Those are nice. Got it when my old one was stolen, and my friends raised the money for a new guitar on GoFundMe, and I made out well, LMAO. Yeah, I'd say you did, man. That's pretty awesome. That is. A Taylor ain't nothing to sneeze at either. That's a great guitar. I'm a Takamine man myself. I like Takaminis, but Taylor is a good guitar. Monkey Juice says Prince was an excellent guitarist. Yes, he was, and most people didn't even know that. He didn't ever sell himself as a guitar player, but he could play with the best of them. He was really good at it. Aaron K says, Cymbal and the Telecaster. Cymbal and the Telecaster. They're in the same case. I got you. Yeah, I forget the name of that Telecaster, but there's a certain name for that guitar. The style of guitar that is not quite a Telecaster. It's a Telecaster body shape, but the pickup arrangement's a little different. The wiring is a little different. Amy Elizabeth says, darn kids, that's why you can't have nice things. True. Walter says, not Marshall, the guitar company in PA. Oh. Got it. Aaron says, I worked for Cher Airport, and he came through, and we had to get him on the plane, and I played 13 instruments of his. That's pretty sweet, man. O'Hare Airport. I got it. I was wondering what's a Cher Airport, but I get it now. Whipmaster says Prince also had an all-state point guard. I don't know what that is. Mystic Nerdgasm says, I'm just going to say Yamaha. Make a really underrated. I agree with you 100%, Mystic Nerdgasm. A long, long time ago, I had a Yamaha acoustic guitar. It was kind of the J shape, you know, the fat jumbo shape, but it's a small guitar, but it had that kind of peanut-shaped body. It's the best sounding guitar I've ever played in my life, and I've missed it ever since I got rid of it. And I've never found another one, but Yamaha does make a great guitar. It really does. Fab Daddy says, I've got a Yamaha. Yeah, they make nice guitars, man. I don't know why they don't have a bigger name than they have. The Yamaha Pacifica is every bit as good as a Stratocaster. And I don't know why they don't cost $1,000. Aaron K. said it was a Fender Telecaster. Then it must not be the one I'm talking about then. The one I'm talking about is a Fender-shaped body, but it's made by a different company. And it's got a stripe down the middle. It's got leopard print on the pick guard. And it's got kind of a Telecaster pickup arrangement, but the pickup is not attached to the bridge like it is on a Telecaster. So it's got a standalone bridge that doesn't have a pickup in it. And it's a string through the back of the bridge, not the body. So it's a little bit different than a Telecaster, but It looks like one. The one I'm talking about. Mad Cat. That's it. Changed to a Mad Cat. That's the one I'm talking about. Mystic Nerdgasm says, good quality and a good price point. You know what else is a great guitar? Alvarez makes a great guitar. I've owned 2 or 3 of those in my life, and I got one now. And it is a great playing, great sounding guitar. And it has a spruce top, and it's made by hand. And you could get one for like $399, $400. So Alvarez is a really good, inexpensive guitar. And if you go back to 1975 and look for a 1975 Alvarez, I believe it's 75, might be 76, but I think it's 75, you'll get a guitar that is a complete carbon copy of a Martin guitar. And that's back when they were making them by hand. And the guy that makes Alvarez is a Martin fan, and he set out to build a Martin guitar. So it's basically a clone of a Martin. And so you can get a Martin guitar of that quality, put a set of Martin tuners on it. Forget what they're called. I can't remember, but they're open back tuners. Put those on it, and you've got a Martin. And you can get it for like $300, $400. Alvarez. Mr. P says, your chat is going to jump and you'll be lost. Mr. P says, I saw an old documentary with Prince. He came up almost all his music. I love Raspberry Beret, and I would die for you. Good sounds. Purple rain, purple rain. This is what it sounds like when doves cry. Whipmaster says, basketball player. Prince was a great point guard. Oh, I got you. How? He was like this tall. Weird. Colin Hill, the Biddle. What's up, buddy? Jake, I'm scared about losing my teeth because I never had a strict schedule for brushing my teeth. And now 8. Well, they're going to fall right out of your head there, Colin. You better start wearing a mouth guard because you're going to lose them by 10. For sure. Colin says, I feel like it's too late to fix them. You're probably right. Curious Squirrel says, I had a nice Yamaha acoustic when I was in high school, and I love the sound of it. They make great guitars. I really do. That Yamaha that I owned was a fantastic sounding guitar. As soon as I sold it, I hated it, and I regretted it ever since. Mystic Nerdgasm says, it's just an American thing. Like in Japan, Yamaha guitars are a big deal. Are they really? Well, they deserve to be because they are good guitars. Like I said, that Yamaha Pacifica, if you get a good one, like a nice old Yamaha Pacifica, it's every bit as good as a Fender Strat. I'm not here to ruin the mood, though. Well, Colin, I don't think that's even possible, buddy. Amanda says, hi, Colin. Colin says, hi, Amanda. Fab Daddy says, my Yamaha is a FG345, too. Nice. Colin says, but I'm starting to brush a whole lot more. Well, that's good. Keep brushing. And floss. Floss them teeth. Fab Daddy says, made early 80s. Anything that was made early 80s and down is good. There's a brief period in 70s from like 72 to 75, something like that, that Fender Strat is not a good guitar. After that and before that, they're great guitars. I would like to get a 1995 Les Paul Standard. That's what I'd like to have. They call it the Goodwood era because they had a good shipment of really good wood, really good mahogany, and those guitars are highly sought after because there's no way I'm ever going to own a real 59R. That being said, the Chinese can make a great knockoff for like $350, and it looks exactly like a 59R. They'll even age it and relic it for you. So I might go that route. If Slash did it, and if he can do it, I can do it. In fact, today, Slash is playing knockoff guitars because he's got real ones, but he don't take them out on stage. He takes the knockoffs out on stage. So when you hear Slash, he's playing a fake guitar. Just remember that. He only uses the real ones for recording. But Sweet Child of Mine was made on a Chinese knockoff Les Paul. Remember that. Aaron says Horner Mad Cat. That's the company that makes that special Telecaster type guitar I was talking about. Horner Mad Cat. Thank you, Aaron. Is the one you mean. He changed it. I didn't know that. I just remember seeing that one. Amy Elizabeth says, I'm done with my work. Excellent. Filled out my time ticket and just waiting to clock out. It feels good to sit down. I know that feeling. Me too. I'm going to go to bed just as soon as I get through watching a couple of Star Trek episodes. Why? Because I'm a good man. That's why. Colin says, I got a few cigarettes and some calcium buildup. Cavities. Well, Colin, you're young. Everybody has cavities at that age. Unless you got a militant parent that won't leave you alone for 5 seconds. You probably have cavities. But you, good news, you'll grow out of them. Aaron K says, you. Yeah. Is the one I mean. I got it. Colin says, so, will my dentist be able to fix it? Of course he will. You have nothing to worry about, Collie. You're just running around your yard going, I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam, I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam, I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam. Relax, man. You're just too tense. Walter says, as Steve Earle said, you won't get far with $37 and a Jap guitar. It's still just a Jap guitar. Well, let me tell you something, Walter. When it comes to certain Japanese-made guitars, especially by a company called Fujijin, they make great guitars. Some even say they're better than American guitars. And I think they're probably right. We're talking late 80s, mid to late 80s, when Fender went over to Japan and opened a shop there. Is because they were already making knockoff Strats, and they sucked. They were garbage. But when they gave them the patents and the licenses and all, they opened a company over there and was bought out by a company called Fujijin. And they make really quality instruments, and they sell for a pretty high price nowadays. So there are some Jap guitars that are actually good Jap guitars. They used to be bad because they would make it look right. They would make it look right, but the knobs wouldn't do anything, or, it was all cosmetic because they didn't really know how to make them. They just wanted to sell those things. So I agree, and I disagree. Like if you buy a Stratocaster called a Fernandez, if you can find one, that's a quality instrument, Fernandez. Another one is Tokai. That's another one. It's a quality instrument. But that's a Les Paul, though. Curious Squirrel says, hi, Colin. I don't know what can help. Don't use fluoride or regular toothpaste. Maybe brush with baking soda. Fluoride is bad for you, so don't do that. Patty says, wow. Amy Elizabeth says, I'll get back to it. Hang on. Wow. My chat really jumped that time. Amy Elizabeth says, Colin, you'll feel better afterwards because your teeth are bad. It can affect your health. True. And Walter Davis says, Martian. That's what I had. A Martian. Got it. What do you mean a Martin? You had a Martin guitar. Okay. Martin. Trying to place that. Aaron K says, did you know Slash bought B.B. King's Lucille just to give it back to him so he could be buried with it? Really? I didn't know that. I wondered what had happened with that guitar. I figured it'd be in a museum somewhere. That's crazy. Patty says, he seemed bitter in nature. Who seemed bitter in nature? I don't know. I don't get that one, Patty. Mr. P says, my dad's 50s band was Monvale's. Their song Carol Ann was kind of famous in Pennsylvania back then. My dad went to become a spy plane radio man. Cool. My dad was just a carpenter. Monkey Juice says Prince was 5'5" on a good day and in heels. He's like that tall. Aaron says, I like the acoustic version of I Could Never Take... I like the acoustic version of I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man when he slowed it down. Okay. That's a good song. Colin says, will my dentist possibly be able to fix them, though? Yes. They call them dentists. They fix teeth. You'll be okay, Colin, I promise. Relax and have a good time. Enjoy the show. Foxman, what's up, buddy? He says, Prince has grown on me, my brother. Listen to him. I listened to him when we were kids. I wasn't much of a fan, but I like his music, and now it reminds me of my brother. Yeah, I've never been a real big Prince fan, but I like the music that he made. It's not like I was really into it, but it wasn't bad music, and I remember enjoying the music when it came on the radio. I was more into like heavy metal back in those days, though. Back when, well, I'd have to say back when Guns N' Roses first started. That's when I really got into metal. Amanda says, hey, Fox. And Walter says, hi, Fox. Colin says, Amy, what do you mean? Amy says, every man needs a good wood. I agree, Amy. Never waste good wood. Always nail something with it. I'm bored. Walter says, hi, Colin. Colin says, then I will feel better afterwards, after you go to the dentist, Colin. Hi, Walter, says Colin. Foxman says, hi, everybody. Amanda says, LOL, Amy, yes, absolutely. Good wood. Epiphone, they're good, says Monkey Juice. The newer ones are. The older ones are not. They have come out with a new series of Epiphones, the ones with the new headstock cut that looks more like a Gibson. That's because they're now actually functioning under the Gibson license, which they were not before. Before, they were a student model copying a Gibson. Now they're actually licensed by Gibson, and so now they're making better guitars. and they're using better quality stuff. But those are made in China right alongside of those knockoffs in the same factory in a lot of cases. So it's hard to tell because a lot of those knockoffs use Epiphone parts. So I think they're basically Epiphones. Anyway, the brand new 2024 Epiphone Firebird is fantastic, and it's like $6.99, which is way better than a Firebird 5, a real one. But it looks the same. It is a neck through, and it's made out of the same material, and it's got the same pickups in it. So it's a Firebird 5, even though it says Epiphone instead of Gibson. I'd love to have one of those. Amy Elizabeth says, I mean, Colin, that if your teeth are bad, the infection can spread and affect the ear of your body. Aaron says, thank you for letting me be a part of your chat and channel, Jake. It makes most of my days. My family is far away. Well, Aaron, thank you for being part of my show and my chat. As far as I'm concerned, this is your show and your chat, and you can come anytime. I'm welcome you with open arms, and I'm glad to have you. And I'm sorry your family's far away. Mine is too. So I can relate. Walter says, wasn't it an Epiphone guitar? You talking about the Firebird that I'm talking about? Yeah, it's an Epiphone. The $6.99 one, yeah, it's an Epiphone. It's a 2024 Epiphone Firebird. A real Firebird is made by Gibson, and they're a couple $1,000s more expensive than the Epiphone. But they've made them to spec, so it basically is an Epiphone. You get that sound out of it. I mean, it basically is a Firebird. Amanda says, we enjoy having you here, Aaron. And welcome to the family. Amen. Mr. P says, chats are all over the place. That's the way I like it. And I do a pretty good job of keeping up with all the conversations. Sometimes I get lost. Aaron says, I appreciate it very much. We appreciate having you. Like, subscribe. There's 18 people in chat right now and only 14 likes. Come on now, hit that like button. Subscribe, share, support, join, and Super Chat is available if you guys want to show a little love. If not, that's fine. But it's about 11 o'clock. I'm going to make it till 11 anyway. Colin says, Jake, I can't calm down. I tried. Well, here's a thought. Drink coffee. Works for me. The rest of your body, not your ear. Well, it said ear. I was wondering what you were talking about, Amy. Mr. P says, I'm just TP. Used TP. What? I don't think that at all, Mr. P. Curious Squirrel. Curious Squirrel says, thanks for joining us, Aaron. Colin says, I don't have teeth that are that bad. Well, then what are you complaining about, buddy? Either they're bad or they're not bad. Which is it? I have minor issues. Well, then you shouldn't be worried at all. Everybody has minor issues. I don't even have teeth. How about that? I could take mine out and throw them across the room at you. I can bite you from a distance, baby. I can take my teeth out and lick my forehead. Ladies. Aaron says, Curious Squirrel, your name is legendary. Yep. Mr. P says, Soph and Colin were made for each other. Hypochondriacs. I tried to hook them up the other day. They didn't want no part of it, I guess. Walter Davis says, Jake, you're putting up a link that won't work in this format. What do you mean? You talking about the music link? Yeah, it works. Has anybody had any trouble downloading that music? Is that what you're talking about? I think it might be your phone, buddy. If I'm pretty sure I sent you a link over text message to that. And if not, if you want it, I'll send it to you. I thought I did. Amanda says, what link, Walter? Walter says, Steve Earle said that in the song Guitar Town. Yeah, he did. Hey, pretty baby, won't you listen to me? Play a little song down in Tennessee. Colin says, Jake, I have a friend that has a business that builds pitchers that oxygenated the water so you can get more oxygen. That's beautiful. That's a good business, Colin. You ought to help him get into that. Aaron says, like those old first act guitars. I remember those. I wanted to get one of those and mod it out and play it in a live show, but I never did get around to it. Walter Davis says, his song about hitting the road. Yeah, it's a good song. Whipmaster says, what about Samick guitars? Samick's are good guitars too, Whipmaster. I had a Samick, a blue one, about 2003, somewhere around there, and I loved it. It was a great guitar. Also, Area Pro makes a good guitar about the same caliber as a Samick. Area Pro, if you can find an older one. Don't get the newer ones, they're garbage, but the older ones were good. Colin says, I've always used regular shelf-bought toothpaste. I like Pearl Drops myself. Anybody remember Pearl Drops? Amanda says, you lost me, Walter. I think he's having trouble following the link to the music on his phone. I think that's the problem. I'm not sure, though. I'm waiting to hear back. Colin says, Mr. P, what do you mean me and Soph were made for each other? He means that Soph and Colin are sitting in a tree. Kissing. Walter says Steve Earle is the guy that sang Copperhead Road, along another great song. I do Copperhead Road. Amy Elizabeth says, Colin, it's a running joke in the show. Aaron says, brush, Colin, and your teeth will be whiter than my Porsche. Steve Earle, Walter. Yep. Patty says, Prince. Colin says, they ain't that white. Truth be told, Audits, what's up, brother? Good to see you. How you doing? He says, the way the world is going, people don't need material things. They need weapons. LOL. Hello, Jake. I agree. Truth be told, I agree 100%. I'm armed to the teeth and ready to rock and roll. I got my rocket launcher sitting in the corner. I'm just kidding. I don't have a rocket launcher. I'm just kidding. I don't have a corner. Colin says, they're like cream white. Well, ivory is a good color, Colin. At least they're not green. Aaron K says, you got this. Colin says, thanks, Aaron. I've been mentally struggling since Barrel. Amy says, prayers of peace and calm for Colin. Amen. Father, please watch over Colin. Keep your hands on him. Guide him in your ways and all things in your will, Father. In Jesus' precious name, amen. Amanda says, you're a mess, Jake. I try to be. Aaron says, one day and pray. Colin, positive thoughts, sir. And your body will follow. Smiling, Mr. P. Colin says, Jake should shave his beard. Why? And Amanda says, no, he shouldn't, Colin. It's a goatee, not a beard. That's right. It's all just right here. Walter says, I appreciated Prince's talent, but was not into his music. I kind of felt the same way, Walter. Aaron says, then his face would be naked. That's right. If I shaved my beard off, I'd just be running around here buck naked. Colin says, I want a Ford Ranger as my first truck. I had a Ford Ranger once, long time ago, many moons. 1996, to be exact. Colin says, truck. Mr. P says, I haven't fully shaved my beard for over 10 years. That was only for my sister's wedding by special request. Just doesn't look right. Yeah. I look good shaved, but I look good scruffy too, I think. Amanda says, you will push it more than you drive it, Colin. That's right. Or a Chevy 2500. Now you're talking. That'll get you somewhere. Amanda says, that's better, Colin. Amy says, Ford saw their mistake and circled it. Yeah. Mr. P says, Colin, dear Lord, you need to get your priorities straight. Phil McCracken, welcome to the show. He says, hey, man, I missed hearing you sing. You don't know me, but I subscribed a few months back when I quit weed. Well, Phil, welcome to the show, and I'd like to get to know you. So start hanging out with me, man. Talk to me a little bit. What you got going on? Who are you? And I promise as soon as my voice comes back, I'll sing again for you. Right now, I'm suffering from a bout of laryngitis that will not let me go. Mr. B says, Ford ain't worth a damn. Well, it is if it's old. The newer stuff ain't worth anything. The cars ain't worth much, but the old trucks were pretty good. Colin says, I know, Mr. P. And no, it ain't. Amanda says, Ford backwards is driver returns on foot. Colin says, found on road dead. I think it's a fracked up old rebuilt Dodge. Phil McCracken says, I'm an atheist, so I never listen to scriptures, but I enjoy your vibes. Hey, that's all right with me, buddy. I don't care if you don't believe in God. You might learn something about life if you listen to my scriptures. You might learn something about history. It ain't all about God. And dare I say it, you might actually hear some truth that would persuade you to think a little differently. That's neither here nor there. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, I just hang out with people. And the only time scriptures comes up is when somebody asks about it. But I'm more than happy to entertain anybody, atheist or not. The only thing I ask is that you don't blaspheme in my presence, because that's disrespectful to me and what I believe in. And it's very disrespectful to what I believe in. Colin says, fix or repair daily. That's right. That's a good one. Amanda says, hi, Phil, and you're always welcome here regardless. That's right. Truth be told says, what does Ford stand for backwards? Driver returns on foot. Amanda says, frapping old rebuilt Dodge. Mr. P says, Phil, that's unfortunate. And Amanda says, hi, Truth. Driver returns on foot. Mr. P says, no, Jake, the TP was a wigwam. Oh, TP. Got it. T-E-E-P-E-E. I got it. When you said that, I thought toilet paper. TP. And I was like, what? What is he talking about? I don't think that at all. I get it now. I see what you're saying. Truth be told says forwards, backwards stands for driver returns on foot. Forward, backwards stands for driver returns on foot. Yes, it does. And Amanda's 100% right. How you doing, truth be told? You doing all right, buddy? Patty says, again, wow. Curious Squirrel says, I used to say that about Fords, and then I bought a 2003 Mustang Deluxe Edition. That was totally awesome. One thing it needed was a 6th gear. Amen. Aaron says, feed Jake. That's right. You want to do a super chat? Super chat's available. You can go to paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand, or if you're a Cash App user, you can go to $JakeJohnsonBand. Every little bit helps, and I appreciate that, Aaron. Jack, what's up, buddy? As soon as I said your name, my chat jumped. Gotta find you. Hang on. Well, where'd you go? Jack says, Jake, you are 30. Just want to know. Are you 30? I just want to know. Yeah, twice. No, I'm pushing 50. Amanda says, hi, Jack. And Jack says, hi, y'all. Mr. P says, Jack, been playing hooky. Yeah, where you been, Jack? Kira says, after 100 miles per hour, she was just winding too high in 5th gear. LOL. Well, Mustang is the exception to the rule. The Mustang Fastback was a pretty awesome car. But I'm just talking about, like, the 4-cylinder Fords and the Tauruses and all of that kind of stuff. It's all nonsense. And Droid did it, don't click, says Aaron. Patty says, I had a K guitar. Yeah, I've had a couple of them in my life. They're great little Sears type guitars, you know, Sears and Roebuck type guitars. Dana says, I can't download it neither because I don't have a smartphone. Do you have a computer, or are you on a flip phone, Dana? If you have a computer, you can go to that link and listen to the music or download it. And if you need me to, I'll email you the link some other way if you can't click that link. Anybody that needs it, just let me know. And if that don't work, I'll figure out some other way to get it to you. Colin says, hello, Dana. Amy Elizabeth says, checking out. Thanks for letting me hang out. See you next time. It's my pleasure, Amy. And let me know about that show. I'll be glad to do it. Just hit me up on email or come in and tell me, hey, Jake, be here at such and such a time, and I'll go. Aaron says, got it, hit the 3 dots on the link. Yeah, if you click that 3 dots on the link, it should tell you something. Let's see what it says. It says, go to channel. I guess if you're on a smartphone, it'll say something different. Anyway, click the 3 dots. See if you can download it that way, guys. If anybody's having trouble with it. Amanda, would you click that link and make sure that it is working and I didn't screw it up when I pinned it? Amanda says, night, Amy. Mr. P says, jokes aside, God bless all. Hope you all have a great night's sleep and the best day ever tomorrow. I'm beat. Time for bed. Mr. P, God bless you and thank you for being here, buddy. Curious Girl says, have a great night, Amy. Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, join. The super chat's available. Chat, y'all. Patty says, I'm into sensitive types now. Well, I'm not very sensitive, but I'm very strong. You can't have both. Aaron K says, if you click the link, it does nothing. You have to hit the 3 dots and it will open. Okay, thank you, Aaron. So if anybody's having trouble with that link, click the 3 dots and see if that helps. Colin says, no disrespect, Mr. P, but don't tell me how to do my priorities. I don't think he did. I think he was just making a statement that had nothing to do with how you do your priorities. He was just advancing on them. Amanda says, Colin, respect your elders. And that's correct. Patty says, you only have to floss the ones you want to keep. That's right. Floss them teeth. Aaron says, Colin, positive thoughts, remember? And Mr. P says, you're good, child. You just keep on keeping on. Okay, Aaron, says Colin. Aaron says, breathe. Anxiety driven, says Patty. Seems to be a thing these days. Colin says, I'm starting to use floss picks. That'll work. Patty says, no, don't shave. I'm not gonna. Don't worry. I don't even shave when I want to. Curious Girl says, thanks, Mr. P. Sleep well. Monkey Juice says, Colin, your future is dentures like the rest of us. LOL. Yep, I lost mine when I was 20. Of course, crystal meth had a lot to do with that, but I digress. Jack says, I just saw the movie Titanic and Forrest Gump. They're new movies. I just seen it for the first time. Does anyone have the Hello song from Titanic? I just heard it today. Good song, Hello. Well, neither one of those are new movies. Jack, they've been out for 20 years or better. And I'm pretty sure you can download the Hello song from Google if you just type it in. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. Colin says, my teeth are not smooth. They are slightly bumpy. All people's teeth are slightly bumpy, Colin. Like tapered. Tapered and bumpy are two different things, but yes, teeth are tapered. You're okay, man. I promise. Sleep well tonight. Know that you're okay. You'll grow up and be strong. No problems. Patty says, hey, family, I'm going down. Thanks. Thank you all for your friendship and the chat. God bless, and thank you, Jake. Keep your heart in it. Now, I'm going to keep my heart in it, Patty. And thank you for being here. And God bless you and sleep well. I'm getting ready to go down, too, because it's Star Trek time. Aaron says, Colin, try getting a notebook. Write your thoughts. It will help. That's true. Anytime you write down your thoughts, not only are you keeping a record of what you're thinking that you can refer back to, but you give that thing power. When you write something down, it becomes a physical thing that is there that reminds you to do that thing or to think that thing, and it will force you into a way of acting. Writing down your ideas and your thoughts is a great practice, and I recommend everybody do it. Amanda says, night, Patty. Aaron says, positive thoughts, sir. Don't own regularly frustrated. Colin says, wait, Aaron, would the floss picks work, or is floss better? They're both the same, buddy. Dana says, Ford stands for found on the road dead. It stands for fake old rebuilt Dodge. Bill. Hi, y'all. Steve Earle. Yeah. My name's John Lee Patty Moore. Same as my daddy and his daddy before. Aaron says positive thinking will work, Colin, and not trolling. Start there. Curious Squirrel says good night, Patty, and Colin says people say floss is better. Listen to people. Christine Marshall, what's up, buddy? He said, love you, Jake. Just stopping by to give you a thumbs up. I can't wait for your Sunday show. Hi, everyone. Hey, Christine, good to see you. Amanda says, hi, Christine. And Colin says, I work today. Me too. Aaron says, what's the worst guitar you've ever had? Oh, Harmony. Hands down. I've had a few nondescript guitars that were pretty garbage, but Harmony is the worst guitar I've ever had. Colin says, I used a pole saw. I moved logs. I made some small hay bales, laundry basket, and worked on my junk iron. You go, Colin. Bill says 68 Bronco with a 351 Cleveland. Not a Windsor, a Cleveland. I don't know what I'm talking about. What? You're fat. Aaron says, it brings up a blue link and takes you to the music. 3 dots. Click the 3 dots if you're having any trouble downloading from that link. Click the 3 dots and it should take you to the Google Drive is where I've got the folder at. And it's just a folder that has the album in it. You can download each individual song or you can listen to it right there. You don't have to download it. It's up to you. The only bad thing about that is I can't track how many times it gets downloaded. I have no idea how many people have heard it. I don't like that, and I wish I knew. But other than that, thank you, Aaron. Amanda says, yes, the 3 dots opens a link fully at the top. It will be blue. Aaron K says, Pac-Man Ghost with brass knuckles. Me being an engineer helps. Jack says, is your hair red or pink? Heart claps. My hair is kind of red, not pink. Does it look pink? I think what you're seeing is a cross between my red hair and my gray hair. And it kind of makes it look pink, but it's just gray hair. Colin says, I don't want dentures when I'm 40. Well, don't worry, Colin. You'll probably have them by the time you're 20. Colin says, or when I'm 60. Lionel Richie has some good ones. Yes, he does. Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you. Amanda says, woohoo, Star Trek. Yes, I'm getting there. Jack M says, is there another movie called Star Trek? Never heard of that. There's 11 movies called Star Trek with an E, not track, Trek. Amanda says, when you've had a few toothaches, you will change your mind quickly, Colin. Yeah, I was about to bust mine out with a ball peen hammer when my mom took me to get mine, so. What if I don't get toothaches? You don't have anything to worry about, do you? I think you're making a mountain out of a molehill there, buddy. I think. Let me get to the bottom of the chat, please. And Amanda says, oh, you will. And Jack says, maybe Star Trek is a new... Okay. Enough with the trolling. Colton Clay says, Trump is dead. No, he's not. Aaron says, LOL, that was my daughter, First Harmony. She had a Fender now. She has a Fender now. Yeah, Harmony's a garbage guitar. Bill says, probably the only one here driving a 68. Probably. Amanda says, probably Bill. And Amanda says, I wasn't even a twinkle in my daddy's eye in 68. Nope, you sure were not. All right, that's it. I got to go to bed. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great night. Yes, I did just skip your chat because I just said a few minutes ago that's enough trolling. Let me get to the bottom of the chat. I don't buy it for a second. Stop trying to dominate with this nonsense. Got it? Okay, good. I love you guys. Have a great night. I'll see you Friday. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, and if you do, don't name it after me. Now, be nice to somebody when you go out into the world. Let me be all the mean, crotchety old snake-like man. You be nice. Go out and smile at somebody and watch it change your life. I promise you it will. Let your inner light shine. May God bless you and make his love light the way before you, every which way you decide to go. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the chat and having such great conversations. I love guitar talk. I love Star Trek talk, and I love movie talk. Talk in general. I'll see you guys on Friday. Thanks for watching.